Folks, it's February 17th, 2024. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut. I'm just going to take a drive around. We had a minor snow event last night, and right now there's some minor flurries. When I say minor, I mean minor. We got maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches at best. But I figure, you know what? Let's take a ride around town, just, a few streets here and there to get a look at the situation. I did a snow drive the other day. It was more in the evening. It's very overcast right now, obviously. It's supposed to be very cloudy all day. And, the flurries now, I don't know if you can see them. It's pretty much, this thing's pretty much over. It's a flurry here and a flurry there right now. But earlier this morning when I got up, it was, straight up snowing. I'm on East Town Street right now, and I'm pulling onto Ox Hill Road. Oh, somebody crossing the street up there with a little dog. The roads are, I don't want to say perfect, but pretty much as good as it gets for snow fall. They're flawless right now. It looks like the city probably sanded, or they don't use sand. I think they use chemicals now. But they're perfect. The roads are perfect. And I'm still on Ox Hill Road. I'm going to cross Harland Road briefly. I'm going to take a drive through Mohegan Park just to get some of the visuals on the, the trees with the snow clinging to the branches and things of that nature. That's the theory. Now, one potential problem I could have, and I could have it right now, and unknowingly, is my camera is mounted outside the vehicle on the front portion of my hood, the dead center. And as you record, the camera heats up a little bit. That's just the nature of these cameras, especially when you're recording like I am in very high resolution video. So they heat up, and if a snowflake touches the lens or the portion of the camera that contains the lens, there's a protective element over the lens, but if it touches that and it melts onto the lens portion of the camera, it distorts the video where it's unwatchable. So in theory, I could be doing this entire drive without knowing that the lens is messed up due to that melting. Wow, this is nice in here. This is why I'm doing this drive right here. The visuals are very, very pretty, very beautiful, scenic Connecticut winter, Mohegan Park. This is still Ox Hill Road, believe it or not. The snow is, lightly covering the pine trees and the branches, and just got my fingers crossed this lens is able to pick this up without being distorted. Look at that right there. I hope you guys are picking this up, because it's I hope the camera is picking it up, doing it justice, let's put it that way, because to the naked eye it looks really nice. I'll take a quick zip around Mohegan Park, and we'll do other parts of town. I walk around this Spalding Pond up here several times a week. You do a couple of laps and you can get, 2 miles in. I mean, there's people right there walking around. A lot of times I see the same people. All right, I gotta make a turn here. Through the fence you can see Spalding Pond barely in the distance there. It's tough to see. As we proceed down the road, and we'll turn back onto the Mohegan Park. This is Mohegan Park Road right now. I'll be curious to see what this next street, what is this thing? Wilderness Road. Okay, I'm turning onto Wilderness Road right now. Look at that, the visuals. Ooh, nice. You just get that cover of the branches and the pine trees and everything. Now that's temporary, because if we get any wind at all, and right now it's not windy, but later on it's supposed to get a little windier, it's going to blow that snow, that nice looking snow, right off of those branches, and you're going to lose that nice effect like we're seeing right there. I'm slowing down. There we go. It's one of the things I wanted to do on this drive. Now, is it working? I don't know. I hope so. If you're watching it now, it's working. Again, Spalding Pond will be directly in front of us. Right there, you can see it. You know something? I'm going to back up just for a second to give you a look at this Spalding Pond. I don't know if this is going to work out. Keep your fingers crossed. All right. Anyways, there. I'm only going to be able to do this for a second because if a car comes, I'm in trouble. Anyways, there's a quick look at Spalding Pond. I highly recommend coming down to this Mohegan Park. It's absolutely beautiful down here. Look at this. Ooh. Now, visually, to the naked eye, again, I don't know what the camera's, picking up. It's not going to do it justice. You got to get down here live in person. But at least I'm getting a rough kind of a digital look at this thing as I drive up Wilderness Road. Road narrows up here. Okay. I'm going to slow down. Well, this is what I wanted. Let's see. I might be able to get some more cool. There's another really awesome road. I'll show you. Hang with me, folks. Okay. Yeah, this is a real kind of curvy. This thing's called Wilderness Road, too, even though I turned onto it. Interesting. All right, 15 miles per hour is the speed limit right here. Now, when I turn this around this bend here, being very careful not to slide, you get a kind of a nice view. We're on a hill right now looking down. So that is pretty cool. now we're going to jump back on Mohegan Park Road and work our way through another portion of this Mohegan Park, forest, or I don't know, it's not technically a forest, wooded area. As the snow continues to fall very, very lightly. I mean, personally, I wish it wasn't snowing at all right now, so I wouldn't be in jeopardy of messing up my lens with snowflakes hitting it, but either way, we do have very light flurries right now. All right. This puts me onto Judd Road right now. More of the heavily wooded area in the stunning, gorgeous Mohegan Park. I mean, this is the crown jewel of Norwich, okay? Mohegan Park, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Below to the right, that it's all, covered with snow, but that's the Rose Garden. Another absolute gem located in Norwich, Connecticut. All right, it's another one of these situations where I'm not really sure where I'm going or what turn I'm gonna take or this or that, but just want to, my goal has been achieved already as I'm on Rockwell and I'm turning onto Orchard Street. I've already achieved my goal of going through Mohegan Park, picking up that nice scenic landscape down there. But this is Orchard Street. There's a really good view up here. You probably won't be able to see it through the trees and all this stuff, but it's overlooking the whole city, right? It's to the right. You can't, I can see it because I can turn my head. This camera's pointing straight ahead, so we can't do that. But you can overlook the whole city from up here. It's really cool, especially at night. I'm absolutely shocked how perfect these roads are. When I say perfect, I mean there's nothing, there's no snow on the roads. We got 2 inches of snow. There's absolutely nothing on the roads. But it's 32 degrees, so, things can freeze up and, whoa, looking around this is tough getting out of here. Okay, this puts me out onto, let me see if memory serves me, Baltic Street temporarily, very temporarily. Then I will go down Boswell Avenue. Not a lot of traffic. I don't blame people for not being out. It's, it's a weekend. It's a Saturday. If you can stay home and chill out when it's snowing outside, then that's the preferred move. But a lot of these people are driving to work probably, nurses and different people that work in different stores or wherever. As I drive down Boswell Avenue. It's a pretty good view right there. In Norwich, Connecticut. Another thing I got to keep my eyes open as I get ready to make a left onto Oak Street. Another thing I got to think about. You don't want a car or truck or anything directly in front of you because they throw up, road water and everything and stuff that's melting on the roads. and then it wipes out the camera. You can't see anything. As I drive down Oak Street right now. Big church to my left. I've done these roads a zillion times on my YouTube channel. All right. Oof, the snow's picking up a little bit. I hope it's... I got my fingers crossed there, folks, about this camera. Oh, good. We'll get a look at the work they're doing on the YMCA to the right. Hotel Callista to my extreme right just opened. Brand new. And I may as well drive through the city, the heart of this down city. On this snowy day, but I'm not going to linger down here because I want to cover a few other areas if possible. And I'm on the roundabout. You got to yield. You got to, you definitely got to obey all the rules down here. Okay, you got City Hall, big beautiful building up there. It was built in 1873. That was Bath Street back there, and now I'm on Broadway. As the flurries kind of pick up a little bit in intensity. My windshield is getting more and more melted snowflakes on them, which leads me to believe the same thing could potentially be happening to the lens of this camera right now. If that's the case, we got a big problem. Maybe I'll get lucky. Like I said, if you're watching this thing right now, we got lucky. Broadway's really nice. There's a lot of big, beautiful homes on Broadway. I think I'll take a ride over to NFA. Norwich Free Academy. Take a quick cruise around that area. Yeah, this road in front right here is dry. I don't have to worry about anybody throwing up any fluid on my lens. And we're going to take a right off Broadway. And there it is. Slater Museum, NFA. Whoa, there's cars all over the place. I was going to drive into NFA, but I'm not going to do it because security will nail me with this camera. I've tried it before. It doesn't work. So let's take a ride down Joseph Perkins Road, which is now one way. It used to be a two-way little street back in the day, but right now it's one way, and I think that's a good move. Really nice houses on this street on the right-hand side there. NFA to my left. I'm going to go up Reynolds Road. Oh, boy. For some reason, the snow's picking up. It was supposed to end, but this road is very wet. The one Broadway is completely dry. Dickerman Field to my right. It's a big baseball field. Tennis courts, brand new, directly in front of us. Norwich is just, they're doing a lot of major improvements up around this area. And really all over town. The NFA Wildcat baseball team plays over to the right there, Dickerman Field. Robert W. Spain basketball court up there. Obviously, there's nobody playing basketball right now. It's to my right. The court's probably covered with snow. Well, the court is not covered. It's melted, but it's still wet. Nobody's going to play. To the right is a big soccer field and track if you wanted to come run around. Kelly Middle School to my left. Senior Center up there as we approach to my right. Norwich Technical High School to my left. Those three towers, big poles, way up into the sky there directly in front of us is that's where WICH broadcasts their radio station out of. So we've come pretty much full circle, so I'm going to mix things up a little bit. We're on Mohegan Drive. We're going to get on to Ox Hill Road here in a second. All right, we're on Ox Hill right now again. But I'm going to, let me think. When I get down here, I'm going to take a right onto Harlan Road. As the snow continues to pick up that much more. You know, I've been thinking about this camera that's, a police officer just went by. This is what sparked my my thinking right now. As I turn out of Harlan Road. Now I'm on Harlan Road. But I've been thinking about this camera that I have mounted on the dead center on the exterior of the car in the front of the hood. It's totally exposed to the elements. Anything can happen. I used to worry about, the police are going to pull me over and they're going to say, what is that? And, you know, all these things. Or security or whatever, depending on where I'm driving. I don't really worry about that anymore because it's really no different than a hood ornament. I have this camera attached with a magnet, a very strong magnet, like a 90 pull. It's overkill. You couldn't, it's very difficult for me to get that thing off there. You really gotta, it takes some strength to get that magnet off there. I could go with a 60-pound pull. I could go with probably a 45-pound pull. Whatever. I got a 90-pound pull on there. I also have a little bit of parachute cord that is attached to the magnet. That cord goes under the hood of the vehicle and it's connected with a little metal connecting device, connecting, element, whatever you want to call this thing, that goes directly on to like a metal, there's no way it's coming off. In other words, if I got in a head-on collision, in theory, that camera could come flying off the car. Probably wouldn't with the 90-pound pull magnet, but if it did, and it could be a projectile and potentially, really hurt somebody or do damage or whatever. The parachute cord is the backup that would make that virtually impossible. I'm not saying absolutely impossible, but 1 in a million chance of that thing snap. It's just not going to happen. Parachute cord, this thing is, forget about it. It's just not going to happen. So I got a backup system in case of a real dire emergency, like a collision or something. That's why I'm not worried about this thing anymore. I mean, if the police pull me over and say, hey, what is that? What are you doing? Or I can explain that. But as far as it being a danger, it's not. I've come to that conclusion as I drive down Merchants Avenue in the Taftville section of Norwich, Connecticut. Most of the snow was from the previous snowstorm that we had. I think the name of that storm was Birch. But this weather event that we're having right now, it's not I don't believe it's a named storm. I don't think it's rose to that level. We're on Providence Street right now. Directly in front of me is my favorite construction or rehab project of my lifetime, as far as I'm concerned. Panema Mills. Let me turn down North 2nd Street right here, I believe. Yeah, this is North 2nd Street. And I will get a better view of Panema Mill. Now it's apartments. Beautiful apartment complex. There's a absolutely stunning, gorgeous church right there. Taftville Congregational Church. I love that building. But there's a good shot of Panema Mills right there. And we are on North B Street. There's actually a little traffic around here. I'm surprised. All right, well, let's jump out onto Norwich Avenue. We're on Norwich Avenue right now. Let's take a little cruise. Another freshly paved street right here. Lisbon Tire to my right. Village Plaza to my right. Quality Insulation to my left. Insulation of Eastern Connecticut. Various apartments and large structure to my left. Probably a warehouse or something. And again, I'm in Taftville. I'm in the Taftville section of Norwich, Connecticut. And the snow is winding down. It had picked up maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago, and right now it seems to be winding down to almost nothing. I mean, there's an occasional flurry here or there, but let's just roll down the road and see what's going on. I mean, this is 2024. February. I mean, we're right in the middle of a dead center of winter right now. 32 degrees. Dairy Queen. Been there since I was a kid. To my left. Now, I got to be careful not to... This road is wet. I don't want to get this spray situation I was talking about earlier. La Stella's Bakery Cafe to my left. And I'm going to lay back a little bit. I just want to get some length, distance between me and that vehicle in front of me so I don't get sprayed. All of a sudden the snow is picking up again. Temporarily lull didn't last. That's all right. Family Dollar to my left. The former, I think it was A&P and then Starwood's Food Market. To my right now, it's an empty mall. Okay, we're entering the Greenville section of Norwich, Connecticut right now. Now, Greenville is spelled Greeneville. I've also seen signs in Greenville, on like Greenville Pharmacy, for example, that's spelled Greenville. No E after the green. I was told the official spelling, the current day spelling, would be with the E. People go back and forth on that. I'm on Boswell Avenue right now, by the way. I think I'm going to go down. I'm going to take a ride down Central Avenue. I'm on North Main, a portion of North Main Street right now. There's a bakery bar in that brick building to the left. And yeah, I can either continue to the left in this fork here, would be North Main, but I'm going to go right down Central Avenue. Yeah, this is, I'm on Central Avenue right now. They're piercing right straight through the heart of the Greenville section of Norwich. Green lights all the way. That's gold, folks. You get them green lights and you just keep right on cruising. Okay, let me see. Greenville, yeah, right to my left. Greenville Drugstore, and it's spelled without the E. So this is I'm not saying it's a controversial topic, but it's an unusual situation where different places spell that section of town slightly different. I mean, it's unusual to me. Let's go up Hickory Street, because if I don't want to go through the city again. This is a wildly kind of a random drive here, but I'm trying to get some of the visuals and the scenic landscape of this extremely minor snow event. Let me turn down. I'm on Hickory, so I'm turning left on Golden Street. I try to name the streets if I can remember to do every one. It's tough. I'm going to take a right onto Oak Ridge Street, which is a very steep hill. And I'm not worried about it because the roads, like I said, are perfect, but this is a very steep hill when you get to a certain portion. You can see it right ahead. Valley Street to my left, that's a dead end. All right, now I'm getting to the very steep portion. Like right here, it feels like a 20-degree angle, or straight up, 25 degrees. It's way up. I get over the hill, I can see the tower of St. Patrick's Cathedral way off in the distance. All right, let's get off Oak Ridge Street and jump back onto Boswell Avenue temporarily, just for a second. I got to work my way. We're going to have to conclude this thing at some point here, but not yet. I mean, we got some road to cover. No turn on red, so I'm not going anywhere right now. I am on Boswell. I'm going to turn right onto, let's see, let me I think it's Broad Street, but let me wait a second for my GPS to kick in. And as we patiently wait for the GPS to say something, to indicate what street I am on. Well, it's taking its sweet time. Must be the cloud cover. I'm going to go on record as saying this is Broad Street, even though the GPS is not indicating one way or the other. But there's some beautiful, beautiful homes on Broad Street. That's Broad Street School to the right there. It used to be. It isn't now. It could be condos or, condominiums or apartments or something. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Finally, Broad Street. My GPS just flashed Broad Street. And I'm sitting at a red light, McKinley Avenue, if I take a left or a right. But I'm going to go straight. As we gather more footage of this minor snow event in Norwich, Connecticut. Another green light. Love it. Whoa. Kind of a major bump back there. As Broad Street continues down to what I believe will be, it'll kick into Washington Street. Yep. There it is. Big mansions on Washington Street. Yeah, Washington Street, for some reason the other streets are wet. Washington Street, if you can just look at it, it's dead dry. So they must have hit it with certain chemicals. I mean, it's a main artery ripping right through Norwich. I mean, it's a very important street with regards to transportation in the town of Norwich, that's for sure. I'm going to have Chelsea Parade on my right. You can get a glance at it, because I'm going to take a left here. But anyways, there's Chelsea Parade. Beautiful, the beautiful Chelsea Parade. Blackstone Apartments to my left, right there. As I turn on to Sachem Street, I'm doing this from memory. Yeah, my GPS says Sachem Street. I mean, I should know all this by heart, right? I mean, I've been doing it long enough, but we got a chiropractic center in Norwich over there to my right back there. There's law offices around here, doctors' offices, just a wide variety of, funeral parlors, hair salons, little restaurants. I'm going to make a right onto Lafayette Street. Norwich Family Dental to my right. Lafayette Street's very narrow. There's a big cemetery, absolutely gorgeous cemetery, to my left. Let me slow down. There's nobody coming either way. I want to see the name. I think it's Yannick Cemetery. Yantic Cemetery, good. Anyways, I strongly encourage anybody that's interested in history to visit the Yantic Cemetery in Norwich, Connecticut. You will not be disappointed. There's famous people in there. The monuments are, in many cases, absolutely mind-blowing. I don't want to give too much away, but if you're into that type of thing, jump on it. Yannick Cemetery is probably the most underrated let's see, underrated attraction or underrated location that should be visited by people in the surrounding area, or even if you're anywhere in New England. I mean, I'm putting it up there with one of the most interesting cemeteries in New England. Okay, I'm going that far. That's how amazing that place is. I mean, this isn't hyperbole. I'm totally serious here. As I drive down Washington Street, it's a little business district down here. There's kind of just a strip. Washington Street blends perfectly into Town Street, that's where I am right now, Town Street. Gas stations, Goodyear Tire, bunch of restaurants to my right and left, and there's a kind of a Norwich Town Commons. Used to be a mall, but now it's a lot of stores and another kind of a mall, it's not a mall, but grouping of stores back there to my right, and to the left, several stores, restaurants, bakeries, you name it. All that type of thing. Okay. The light was green, now it's going to turn red. That's fine. Directly in front of us is an old Congregational church. It's one of my favorite looking churches in Norwich. I mean, historically significant. Looks really nice in the snow right now. To the right is the Norwich Town Green. Very historic. But let's approach this Congregational church. First Congregational Church, that's the name of that beautiful building right there. Meeting House rocks. You can climb to the right. There's a really steep cliff back there. You can climb right up. It's not climb, you can walk. There's a path. I've been up there. They have outdoor masses or service, religious services periodically up there. As I drive down West Town Street, the sun is actually trying to fight its way out through these thick, overcast, cloudy day we're having here. Sacred Heart Church on my left back there. Got a guy right on my tail. I mean, oof. But I'm not going to speed up. Yeah, you can see it's starting to clear up a little bit. Well, we're going to have to close up shop on this video. I mean, I got done what I wanted to do, which was Mohegan Park. Hopefully the visuals are beautiful. They were to me. But I think it's time to bring this little drive to an end. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, folks.